I'm joined by a man who has been here many times and will be marching again today, Terry Bullingham, who is marching with Blind Veterans UK.
As a military charity, commemorations are extremely important to Blind Veterans UK. I'm joined on the line now by the Chief Executive of Blind Veterans UK, Major General Nick Kaplan, who is going to be at the ceremony.
Well, I march with the Blind Veterans contingent. I'm proud to march with them. They gave me my life back in 1982, taught me to read Braille, taught me to type. Men didn't type back in 1982, and taught me to get around with a long cane. And without that training, I'd have been up the creek without a paddle. So I'm always grateful to them.
Terry Bullingham, thank you so much for talking to us this morning.
Sophie. Thank you.
This is BBC Radio Berkshire. It is 5:21 on the 11th of the 11th, Armistice Day. And of course, lots of fantastic charities supporting veterans around the country and in Berkshire. One of those is Blind Veterans UK. They provide support to those who have sight loss. Speak to Ron in Bracknell, who the charity has been supporting. Hence, Blind Veterans helping you. So how is it they've helped you and how they help you?
Oh, they've helped an awful lot. For the first few years, I was sitting around and I was very morose and waiting for God in a way.
You were really supported, weren't you, by Blind Veterans UK. Just talk me through what they did for you.
Well, in the early days, it was very much around the peer support, and being around people who'd walked down that path. And I think it's a lot easier to overcome adversity when you know you're not the first person doing it. You know it's possible. And then with the professional help and support and training, I was able to go to college. I was able to train and also transfer the skills I'd learnt in the military into functional life. And you know, my biggest achievement, the thing I always wanted to do was have meaningful work. And within 5 years, the support I got from Blind Veterans, I went from being in a coma to being in a responsible job, you know, giving back to society, as it were.
You know, for all of the veterans that we have within the charity that we know and that we are supporting, we are very confident that there are thousands of blind veterans who've lost their sight across the country, particularly in London, who would be eligible for and would benefit from our support, we would just love to get to meet and get to know and to be able to look after. So if anybody knows anybody within the London area who has served and who is now visually impaired, please point them in our direction, because I'm sure that we can help and we can make their lives easier and more enjoyable.
The website is blindveterans.org.uk, by the way, for anyone tuning in to Radio London.
Royal Berks Hospital got me in touch with Blind Veterans UK, and they contacted me, took me under their wing, and I must admit I'm a different man, and I've never looked back.
Sure. David Higgins from Blind Veterans UK. So this is the sort of thing you do, support people like Ron.
We support 4,000 blind veterans across UK. So yes, we do, and you support them around their vision impairment needs, obviously, as Ron was saying.
He lost his sight in an explosion in the Falklands in 1982, and on Remembrance Sunday he'll march past the cenotaph in London with the charity Blind Veterans UK. He's been speaking to our reporter Peter Whittlesey at the Charities Centre in Ovingdean near Brighton.
Yes, it feels like it's all levels support. So there's actual practical support, emotional support, psychological support, social support, everything that you do.
Absolutely. Yep, equipment as well for the visual impairment. So we've got Rovies, who are rehabilitation officers for the visual impaired.
After returning home, Terry was helped by the charity Blind Veterans UK, where he volunteers to this day.
He's always very positive. So if someone says, "Oh well, I can't see now, I can't do it," Terry doesn't accept that. It's like, well, actually, you can do it. You can do what you want. Ask, and if you need more information, if you need more help, then this charity will be able to help you with it.
And I guess the reason we're here today is because Ron had his garden worked on with some money from the B&Q Foundation, and that's had some great impacts for Ron in that he can get out in the garden and kind of enjoy that garden area again in a safe way.
And all the details online if people want to know more as well.
Absolutely. If people want to kind of refer people in who have done national service or served in the forces and got a vision impairment, all the information is on the internet. There's free phone numbers 0800 389 7979. And you can kind of talk to someone there and they'll put you in contact with the right people.
And you picture, I know what the cenotaph looks like, you picture the whole of the great buildings of state. It's all there in my mind. Marching band. It's a privilege.
Despite losing his sight, Terry is proud to have served his country and says he is one of the lucky ones because he returned home alive. Peter Whittlesey, BBC South East Today, Ovingdean.